So Ace, you have over, what, 200 videos on your
Probably.
YouTube channel?
I don't know how many of them are like legit
Notorious.
videos, or some of them are just silly things, but yeah.
We know a lot of people who, you know, they're still on the fence about YouTube, and we don't really know that many actors who have posted as many clips as you have on YouTube, which is just a wonderful thing. Has this been an impact, has this had an impact on your acting career? And also, are you surprised that a lot of actors still are on the fence about YouTube?
Yeah, you know, I personally don't know actors that are on the fence about that, so I'm not sure what that conversation is, but it kind of is a no-brainer to me. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't. I mean, it definitely, I know sometimes there's, you know, because the internet is so easy to just access information, you know, it's so easy for people to use that, you know, some actors are a little bit more resistant towards posting things. And I think you have to be smart about what you post, you know, for sure, because it's forever. It's forever. The internet is forever. We all know that, right? You know, it's always going to be there. But absolutely, I mean, you know, I like to think, like I said earlier, like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, like where would an actor be able to post like 10 of their projects that they've worked on, and then a casting director or director, somebody comes across that and views these things, you know what I mean? You'd have to hopefully hope that you get called into their office, or that maybe they've seen your work, you know. But now I think it's so much easier to use that to reach these different people, you know. Maybe they don't have time to watch, you know, my, you know, co-star scene on Grey's Anatomy, you know, I say 4 lines, but I can send them a link to that particular scene, and they don't, you know, it's not an hour-long show they have to sit through, and then they can see it and they'll watch it, you know. So absolutely, I mean, I think we're in a digital age. I don't know if people realize that, but that's where we are. And I think like that's really important. Like, I think I mentioned earlier, I got a job at Apple, and the only reason I got the job there was because I wanted to learn how to use my computer to like the fullest ability, like editing my own reels, building my own website, you know, shooting my own stuff, and like everything that is on my website, you know, my reels, all that stuff I've done my own. Like, I edit all my stuff, I've made my own website, and I continue to do that for other people now. You know, it's sort of become a good job for me in a way. But I knew, I was like, well, I have this at my fingertips. Why am I gonna go spend $400 to have somebody edit my reel when I can do that and learn and then put my best foot forward, you know? And also that teaches me, you know, it strengthens my eye for what works and what doesn't work, you know, and it's just a part of the process of learning that, you know. So yeah, absolutely. And just on a simple, silly note, you know, those YouTube videos, a lot of them, when the iPhone first came out, there was an app. Before it had a video camera, the first iPhone didn't have a video camera, just a regular camera. There was an app that allowed you to do video through it. Like, it would sort of, you know, take, you know, however many pictures it is, I guess 36 pictures per second or whatever. And you can record video. And I started recording all these videos around town. And I for a while, I was doing all these outdoor workouts in LA, free outdoor workouts. And I would just post about them and talk, like, you know, like a behind the scenes thing. Like, oh, come check out Running Canyon, where you can, you know, hike or whatever for free. And I started to make all these videos, and I just started, they were called quick videos. QIK was the app, and they've since, you know, disappeared because now every app does that. But I was making all these little, like, sort of behind the scenes documentary things of my life. It was almost like a reality television show. Like, I would just be like, oh, here's it, you know, here I am, I'm at, you know, the griddle, and we're eating this huge pancake or whatever it is, you know. And Eric, the writer and director of, you know, of our movies, who I'd worked with on his student thesis back in the day, which, again, a free project that I did. And like I said, you know, there's always stuff that you can do and you never know where it leads, right? Well, we were friends, obviously, after shooting his student thesis, and he was back in Arkansas. He graduated, and he sent me Madison County, and when he first wrote it, and it's like, you know, just give me your thoughts as an actor. Like, what do you think? You know, any notes or anything? And I gave him notes, and I sent it back or whatever. And then, you know, he was trying to get that made with a bunch of different producers, and they kept falling through or whatever. Well, around that time, he was in Arkansas, you know, working, and he was just seeing, I was just posting these quick videos every day, you know, and I guess he was watching them every day, just like really engaged by them, you know, like as silly as they were, he was watching them. And Madison County finally fell through with the last team that, you know, that it was, and he just got frustrated. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna write something that I can shoot really cheap and just do my own film. I'm tired of waiting, you know, for somebody else to say yes. You know, he really wanted to do a film. And he told me he was inspired by my videos. with the idea for what became Hostile Encounter, and it was a POV film. This was before like Paranormal even was released. Like, you know, now POV films and found footage films are so huge. Yeah, he just came up with this idea of this guy who's kind of just on the soul searching thing, and, you know, sort of recording his whole experience, and, you know, wrote a feature around it. And he wrote this thing, and then he, you know, hit me up and he was like, hey, would you be interested in coming to Arkansas for like maybe a week or two, and, you know, I'll fly you out and put you up and we'll shoot this movie. And he sent me the script, which was only like 40 pages because it was very I don't know, it was very experimental in the way that we shot it, and it was more of like a guideline, you know. And he brought out Daniel, who was, well, I went to school with him, and Daniel had camera gear, so he brought him out to DP this thing. And it was the three of us. That was the first project. It was the catalyst for what became Madison County. And, you know, if it wasn't for my YouTube videos, he wouldn't have been inspired with that idea, I guess, and wouldn't have asked me to do it. And we all three wouldn't have worked together. And then that's how Madison was born, because Daniel was like, he knew he can get money for the movie. And he was like, but I want Ace in it, because I thought he's like, he and I really became friends on Hostile Encounter, and he really loved what Eric did as a director, you know, with so little, and he loved my work as an actor. And he's like, but I want him in the movie someplace, you know. And that was sort of what happened. And then here we are with Roadside, and then, you know, brewing our other thing. So, you know, my YouTube channel did put me, you know, in a position where it sort of got me a lot of work in a weird way, you know. And I have people all the time reference it, and it works for me, you know, what I put it up for. And, you know, they're silly videos, and I know some people are very specific of what they use their page for. Like, there are acting related stuff, more serious videos. I mean, my page is just my page, but I think if anything, what it is a good representation of who I am, you know. And it's just, you know, that's kind of what I use it for. It's just, you know, I don't really what's the word? I don't really like limit myself to what I put up there. Like, I think yesterday I put up 2 videos. The first time I did in 2 days, really short things. One was with Wolfie here, and then the other one was I don't even remember what the other one was, but, you know, I just put them up because the idea tickled me, and I threw it up, and I just like to share it. So, you know, it's just a fun thing for me to have.
So actors, put up more than just your reel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, put up what you like. I mean, I think when we're casting people, I mean, you know, people can read material, yeah, but like, I want to see you, you know. And that's something that we always hear, and I get it from feedback all the time. People are, you know, casting directors are like, we just want to see your flavor. Bring your person to this, because, you know, there's going to be 30 people who can read this on the page. Excellent. But what makes them stand apart is, like, you know, or stand out of the crowd is like, which one we really feel like, you know, we get the most from. And sometimes that's not like an actual feeling or a thought, but like, there's a reason why the people usually are on set. You know, everybody we picked from Madison County were also like the coolest people that had come in for the part. They were just, you know, sometimes it's just an energy and a chemistry thing. We're just like, they walk in, you're like, this person's cool. Like, I hope they do a good job with the read. You know, if they can get the words down, we're kind of in business. And that's kind of what happened. You know, a lot of the people were just great people in the room, you know. So I think YouTube is a great, you know, way to do that without being you know, intrusive, you know what I mean? Like, if they find it, then they can watch. I'm not forcing it down anybody's throat, you know. They want to watch my YouTube page, they can do it. And like I said, I think at the end of the day, people kind of get a sense of who I am, at least my personality, you know. And again, I think that's kind of, you know, we want to relate to people, so, you know, I think that's a fun way to do it.